Hello friends, how you doing? Day 1190. Hope you're doing amazing. I just want to come in and share with you some thoughts. And it was actually spurred on by a post that I read. And so let me start off with reading the post, okay? And then I'll get into my ramble. So the post itself said, the title was Dating Nowadays, okay? And then in the caption it said, let's be friends, just friends. I'm not ready for a relationship, but I expect you to do things with me considered inappropriate in terms of a friendship. We're not together. You can't claim me. You can't be with anyone but me. I need you to be loyal, but I'll do what I want. When you get mad, I'll tell you we're not together. If you catch feelings, I'll become distant. You know what this was. I told you, I'm not ready for a relationship. End the post. And so that was what I read, and I'm like, I hate to say it, but I see that a lot with people nowadays. Obviously with a lot of the younger crowd, but it reminds me of a conversation I had with a younger person in the 20s, and they were talking about their situationships. I'm like, yo, what? And I'm like, I could only assume. Like, what's a situationship? And they kind of just said, well, it's kind of just there's no commitment basically. And to me, I'm just like, I'm like, so why? Like, if you're younger, sure, I get it. You're experimenting, you're figuring yourself out and what you like. Okay, all good. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just my thoughts are just swirling when I hear stuff like that. And so, what is a situationship? Some people call it, or it's similar to like a friends with benefits or no strings attached relationship. However, the difference between a friends with benefits versus a situationship is that you can actually have there's feelings involved in a situationship. There's a lack of commitment, but there is emotions, and typically you're sexually active and you're doing stuff together. And so I looked up a couple things online. Let me read here. So a situationship, you might actually even fall in love because there are feelings. Friendship benefits, your literally is just physical. You may catch feelings, but typically once that happens, the other person who doesn't will end it because that's all they wanted. And it's interesting because with all these types of relationships, the common theme is that when you enter into one like that, it's very self-centered, very selfish, because you're in it for your own gratification. You don't really care about the other person, hurting their feelings or what have you. And again, I'm not judging anybody. You do what you want, and when people agree to get into a relationship, you're all adults now, right? However, with that, have you ever thought about what you're doing to yourself and your potential future relationship? Because anytime you're in any type of non-committed relationship, what you're doing is you're actually not really being open to the type of relationship that you really want. And I believe, and I could be wrong, I believe most people, they want a healthy relationship with a partner. And if you're getting entangled with all these other type of relationships, how can you actually create a healthy one with the person that you're supposed to be with? Or, maybe you have some self-esteem issues. Maybe you don't think you're worthy of love, or that you can have a great relationship or a healthy relationship. Maybe you've only ever seen unhealthy relationships, and so you think that's normal. I don't know. Everyone's situation is different, but if you really do want a healthy relationship, I believe that you really need to focus on being the best you can be, and also being available. How many times, or how many people have I met is not emotionally available when they actually meet this amazing person or a person they really like, because they got caught up in another relationship that's not actually meant to be long term. And again, what you do is your business. I'm not here to tell you what you should or should not do, what's right or wrong. That's for you to decide. But just to share some thoughts on, if you want a healthy relationship, well, you have to start with yourself first and foremost. You have to be able to know that you are perfect the way you are. You're whole. You are a whole person that's worthy of love. And if you just continually just getting entangled with other people, their energies, I don't know. I believe everything's energy. And so if you're sleeping around with all these different people, how does that feel? How do you feel when you're done? Actually, there's one more thing I wrote here. Oh yeah. So one key point here I wrote down here. So situationships lack the necessary emotional safety to allow a real relationship to form. The right conditions of trust and safety allow for the vulnerability necessary for emotional intimacy. Without the right conditions, you never get to see the real relationship potential. So yeah, if you want a healthy relationship, well, you have to have that emotional intimacy. And I've talked about that in past videos, how important emotional intimacy is. Because you need that safety, you need that vulnerability, you need that trust to be able to actually create that deeper bond, a connection with another human being. But if you are caught up, like I said, in all these type of different relationships, whether it be situationship, friends with benefits, no strings attached, whatever it is, you're not going to create that space, that opportunity for that real relationship to potentially form. There's no guarantees of anything, of course, but like I said, I think everyone wants to be in a healthy relationship. But sometimes I think we are maybe a little too impatient. We don't want to wait for the right person or the person that we were meant to be or want or deserve. We might just jump at the first person who shows some interest in us or looks great in a miniskirt or whatever it is, right? But I get it. We're all humans. We have emotions, and a lot of times we act based on how we're feeling about a certain person or a certain way, what have you. But I believe that to give yourself a chance to have a healthy long-term relationship, you have to do the hard work, which is working yourself and learning and developing emotional tools like communication, creating safe space, emotional intimacy, all this stuff, and understanding attachment style and love language and all these things, personalities. There's so many different things, and I don't expect anyone to learn it overnight. But hey, if you want to start reading a book. There's amazing information there. There's lots of books I can recommend if anyone wants. I'm happy to share, or seminars or talks. There's so much out there, but if you're not willing to put in the work in, I hate to say it, but the chance of you actually having a healthy long-term relationship is very small. So I encourage you, just start with yourself. That's the main thing, and hopefully along the way, eventually you'll meet your right person. Anyways, that's all I want to share with you guys tonight. If you have any thoughts on situations, whether you've been in one or people, like why are they in it? What are they looking to get out of it? How long is it? Like any thoughts? I'd love to hear it because, yeah, it's obviously it's interesting stuff, but at the same time, for me, I'm quite conservative. I don't usually sleep around or get into these types of things. I like to kind of keep things simple. So love to hear your thoughts. All right. Anyways, I love you all. You're all worthy of love. It's just a matter of creating that potential and that space to create that amazing relationship that we all deserve. All right. Have a good night, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow.